bear with me. Use me as a case study for those studying psychiatry and all that. The effects of these and chemical exposures, traumatic stress disorder, all that other categories they want to classify you as, because some of it is facts. You've been surrounded, you've walked on. You know something? I want to show you something. When I was found in that box, and this is something that didn't get destroyed, eliminated, so it survived. This here's all my medical records from Panama, and I was looking through it, and like the way they wrote back then, they wrote real sloppy, and I went to sick call a lot in the 549th MP company, 534th MP company, with breathing problem, difficulty breathing. Well, he smoked. Stop smoking, folks. Difficult breathing, skin rash around the eyes, urinal problems. Let's see what else. Let's see. Let's just take one example, because there is approximately, 20 pages. 20 or more pages. Remember, I'm young. I'm in the 20s. I'm gun ho. I'm Army. I'm the best. Strafe unit, rapid deployment, aerial, helicopters, all that stuff. Very V. See, they hardly can do it. Start with a V. It looks like a R. A symptom, reoccurring. Recommend no PT 4 days. In other words, I was having difficult breathing. I mean, I just started smoking in Panama because when you do jungle patrol, the mosquitoes and those guys, say, well, just smoke this Winston here and it'll keep them away. And then I said, and then I'm over blah, 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 and like I thought I was gonna choke to death. And then the mosquitoes stayed away. Then again and again, and then you got addicted because of that. And so your lungs clear, something lung, smoker's lung. I mean, this is before when I just started smoking. 1981, November 1st, Fort Clayton. Let's see what else. Tendonitis, hearing, thighs. 4 weeks ago, I was in an accident. I was doing. I was a driver of a Jeep, and this is a water facility treatment center over there by Fort Davis, or Waste Manor. I can't remember. And it was tall grass, right? I thought it was a normal road, right? Because it looked like. And then when I drove by it, boy, that Jeep went down. I thought, no seatbelts. Went pa, 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 pa. All over the place. So I was off for a while. Thigh problems, this problem. See, there's so many medical reports. So many medical reports of coughing, skin rash. Let's see, let's read one here. Being stuck by bees. Oh, that's the one I got. Oh boy, this is a lot of writing here. This happened on September 1981. I was treated in Fort Sherman. It was Fort Sherman. Yeah, that's right. We were doing because we did exercise in Fort Sherman. Fort Sherman when there was no troops. That's where we did 1 week patrolling, 1 week training, and then 1 week classroom. This is what we do when you got to do tourniquet. This is what you got to do, tie a rope. This is what you do. So the bee sting was, so they medevaced me from Fort Sherman to Fort Howard Air Force Base. So let's see what else here. High fever, weakness, samia, MALAIZE. I don't know what the hell that is. Better, but still feel weak. This was May 1980. This was with the 549th. Recommend no PT for 4 days for walking and marching. So it just on and on and on and on. Because I was bobbing that chemical. And some of these writings you can't even tell. I mean, you have to use AI will have to translate these medical records. I mean, I had so many medical incidents from 1980. So many. God, let me put some right there. See what this is. I hope it's not. See, let me find something. Why am I doing this? Because that's what God's telling me to do. This one keeps coming over. I gotta look it up. You know what? Just look it up right now. Let's see if I can spell it. Let me put it on pause. This is the way that I'm. Okay, let me hit enter. Okay, this is what I wrote down from. This happened in 1980, May 15th. Let's see. Well, I had it turned off. I was asking Groot this right here. I had it turned off. What is this? Because this is what's on the medical record a lot. And it talks about these are symptoms that I have. I had this because I was this medical record that I showed has a lot of from the 1980s in 81, 82. This, to go to sick call, back then, they didn't like it. They didn't like people going to sick call. And this is probably why I got all this a lot. Skin rashes too. So fever, muscle ache, sore throat, cough. Yeah, constantly coughing. And they were saying it was from smoking. I just started smoking because I said it before I paused it to keep the mosquitoes away while you were inside the jungle, foxhole. Immune system. And then I put down Groot. Panama Canal veterans suffer from this? I'm assuming you're asking Panama veterans suffer from blah, 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 related to their service based on blah, blah, blah. See, that's exactly how they wrote it, but I couldn't know what the writing so little. Anything else by this? Clearly clarify. Do Panama veterans suffer from that? It's a general term in a collection of symptoms. Fever, fatigue, muscle aches, respiratory system. Okay, the clock is running. I was talking and I didn't realize I hit the record button, so I missed a lot of... There are no specific evidence directly linking service to increased prevalence of as a distinct condition. However, the health challenges faced by these veterans are more commonly associated with toxic exposure. Herbicide. That's the bill that Congress is sitting, H.R. 2447, that needs to support, like Agent Orange, pesticides, like... Oh, that's the bug spray. The bug spray had that, and other environmental hazards in the canal zone. Rather than that word, these exposures are linked to a chronic illness, some of which may mimic or overlap with symptoms of... Yeah, I saw this word, and this one too, on the report. They didn't say post, it just said that. Below, the adverse face-related conditions are documented. Associated potential toxic exposure may contribute to symptoms. Wow. Yep, mosquito control, eradication, DDT. And we breathed that shit in, man. That truck came blasting with those. Sometimes you don't know what kind of mixture he put in. He put in an extra dose. I just remember going to the sick call a lot. And a lot of these guys are dead. I mean, I'm looking at that. If you go back to the Agent Orange site that I have linked up with testimonies, diabetes type 2, I got that. I don't know what that is. Frequently reported herbicides and this exposure. Oh yeah, I got this. Oh, I had a heart attack. Yeah, I got this. I got this. I got that. I got this. I got this. It's a miracle I'm still alive. Well, God brought me back for what? To do this? I mean, God brought me back for a reason, and I'm doing the best I can to do His work. You know how difficult it is. Lungs, yeah, I got that. Yeah, I got everything. Jeez, it's a miracle I'm still alive. Oh. These conditions are folks. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. HR, which established a blah blah blah. Yep, herbicide. And there was a lot of herbicide over there in the Fort Sherman, Fort Gulick, Fort Davis, in that neck of the woods, Cocosolo, and those abandoned abandoned chemical dumps, which they're still using those drums from. Oh my God. Red Hills. Okay. See, that's what they wrote back then. It's primary, but that's what the word they were using to describe it. Maybe, I don't know if they're trying to hide this stuff back then. I don't know. All we need is a medic from back then. So there is connection. It only takes one connection. There's so many connections. It's not only one. Golly. Look at this. Yeah, we knew they tested this right here. What was it called before? Ancient Purple or something like that? I mean, for crying out loud, with jungle school. Where are you going, So, yeah, there all that spraying. Okay, I'm going to change this. Okay, is this right here? I'm going to ask Groot. I'm going to call him Groot. I am Groot. Okay. I'm going to put down, I was, damn, I can't spell diagnose. It's okay, let's put down told I had paste this. Paste this right here. I was told I had blah 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 symptoms recurrent over and over and over. Why is this? I know I could have worded better, guys. I'm just grandpa. He's up there, his age. Let's see what it says. I'm sorry. Without clear answer. I assume you asking why you, as a vet. How does it know I'm a vet? Someone connected to that group. If you're not a veteran, okay. Where is based on? Okay, yeah, I had that, definitely. Sore throat, yep. Okay, established all that. Okay, had rashes too. Don't put no skin rashes on there, especially around the eyes. I don't know if anybody ever had. I wonder if anybody had rashes in their face. And then you count your eyes, you're watery. Yeah, I got some things about the eyes on that medical report. Watery, mess up your eyes. That's why my eyes are all messed up. I hardly can see. I'm trying to see what Groot is trying to tell us. In your case, your recurring problem, like fatigue, blah, 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 lingering, especially indicate tests don't suggest other veteran content, or it comes back. For Panama veterans, supposed symptoms like blah, 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 respiratory, it goes back to the exposure. Why would Groot be lying? Frustration with VA providers dismissing their claims. Their symptoms as a minor or unrelated to service. And this word right here could not be defaulted label when exposure-related conditions aren't considered. In other words, they don't want the truth to come out. Boy, this is like reading my medical report. In your case, how did you know my... Okay, if you're a Panama Canal veteran exposed to herbicide, pesticide, could cause chronic symptom fatigue and all this respiratory and mimic symptoms. And then on top of that, being a military police bilingual, I gotta emphasize bilingual because of the prior videos. I was able to get a lot of events. Medical records don't document exposure to DDT or other in the Panama. DDT, that's the damn chemical they use for the spray truck, for crying out loud. What do you mean? I got videos from the U.S. Department of Defense of those planes and them spraying it, for crying out loud. What a bunch of vegetation control. Yeah. Mosquitoes. Yeah. This right here. Duh. Man, all you got to do is man, I already got the video proof. They were spraying. They sprayed every day. Anybody who lived down there knows that damn mosquito truck came every night while everybody was sleeping, and we were the only ones because we're the police. We got to monitor the place 24/7 every day. That thing is right there. You got to go into the gate guard. You get the most potent woof. Oh shit! Next thing you know, 2 days later, hey man, now I don't want to go sick call, man. They're gonna screw me over, man. They're gonna have me do all this other detail, mess up my rank and all that stuff. Or you get repercussion. And then you got no choice. Your face is all reddish, because you breathe this shit in. And you try to explain it to these people, and you file it. Well, you don't file this. You just file that you got other symptoms, and then you tell a crazy story that actually did happen, and then next thing you know, you're delusional. Tell the truth, you're delusional. Jesus, man, oh man, this thing goes on and on. How far does this thing go? My Lord, a group, it's a conclusion. Yeah, same thing. To move forward, seek testing. How you going to test it? We don't even have the canal zone anymore. You can't test the waters. You want to talk about polluted water? Contaminated. Make Camp Lejeune look like a little droplet. Compared to us, we were drinking an ocean, a river, a lake of contaminants. No wonder all these guys. It was a story on that site that, again, you got a orange agent about babies being born without a head. Of course it was dead, but that's the side effects. Exposed to chemo-serving seek. Wow, you please support this bill, guys. Veterans from other theaters of operation, we served together. A lot of those guys did go over there. A lot of guys that were there in Panama were Vietnam veterans. They came from Vietnam. They were there, but most of the instructors, jungle instructors, were Vietnam vets. They were the best. because they had the experience from Vietnam and combat. So they taught these young bucks their skills, their survival. So yes, now how did I get here? So I was just asking a simple question. What is, and this is just one of my reports. Let me put the camera back on. Put the camera back on, and let's put it at full screen. Okay, I'm full screen. Let me dizziness. Golly, that I've suffered a lot from dizziness. And I'm young. I was 22 years of age. Imagine being 20 in your 20s. Remember all the energy you had? And I was gun ho, man. I was a badass kicking in mud. You know what I mean? I mean, I went into that jungle like jumping into a swimming pool. Not knowing there's boa constrictors, snakes, all sorts scorpions, and you name it. That's how crazy I was back then. Still now stomach problems back in 1981. Oh boy, yeah, the bee sting is a long. I should not be here. Okay, let me see if I can focus in on one. Here's another one. Let me see if I can focus so you can see the word. Oops. See, I'm trying to see right there. And there's the date. High fever. Basically what Groot said. So, and there's a whole bunch of this. Probably when I had gate duty. Man, dude, we hate gate duty. Especially at night. You did not. When you get gate. Okay, PFC Munoz, you got gate duty at Fort Sherman. What? No. Yeah. Well, see, that's what you get for calling in sick, you stupid. And then you're back again. You're trying to avoid in your face. And that's not including the other episodes, like the what you saw. Maybe you were having delusion because of the chemicals. But you have you have a buddy that was, so how's it possible 2 or 3, 4 or 5 or 6 people can have the same experience? That mean we're all tuned into the same delusion?